In a good rebounding episode from Studio White Fox for episode 7 of Grimoire of Zero. Really good stuff that second half especially. And we'll hop into the first half after because, all the really important stuff really happened in the second half. So let's just dive right into it. So to start off, we find out that Serena is the grandmother to Zero. I mean, it doesn't just straight up say that, but I mean, it's plain as day per se, unless they were referring to Albus. So which one do you guys think they're referring to, Albus and or Zero? I'm assuming, actually, now that I think about it, it's probably Albus that they're referring this to, because we see them rushing back in the preview with that wolf guy that wanted to get back at the mercenary, which he should have known the witches were going to turn on him. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I mean, why would you even trust him to begin with? But he, his character's made out to not necessarily be the smartest person and or the sharpest tool in the shed, per se. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. But we find out that, she is the closest one to him. And I'm not really sure what the wolf guy was referring to exactly. The closest one to the person that has the Grimoire of Zero, or what? So I'm really interested to see where this is going. And great plot twist at the end of this episode. So we see him rushing back. Next week's episode looks like it's going to be pretty hectic, because it looks like they're going to be burning Albus at the at the stake. And of course we know that Albus isn't going to die. He's part of the main cast. So I mean, if he dies already, it'd be pretty quick, but I don't see him dying. Like, no way, no. But also with that, we actually have two more things that are just like really super important, in the sense of, we see that the mercenary and or Beast Fallen actually loses himself. He's about to devour that girl, and he hasn't drank the potion, because even in my notes right here, like, I put, what about the potion? What does this potion do? Is it the real thing or not? And we see that the mercenary hasn't even drank the potion, so he actually just lost himself in general. His eyes turn red. And this is the first time that we've seen this, right? The only flashback we've gotten to see, like, the mercenaries get crazy and kill people was whenever they killed his parents, I believe it was. I believe they killed his parents and everyone in his village, so he went back and killed all those mercenaries. I think those were actually mercenaries. They weren't even witches. So we see him lose himself once, and that's it, right? And we really didn't get to see it. We just saw, like, the flashback, and it showed, there's blood all over him, a bunch of dead bodies, so obviously he killed them. So I'm wondering, why did he lose himself? Is this something that actually has been happening with him, maybe sometimes, but he's always regained himself? I don't think so, because we see that he only regained himself due to his flashback of Zero, and Zero's statement about him. If you are human or aren't human, I wish everyone was terrible in the world. Some sort of, like that. I didn't quote it correctly, but it's something of the sort, right? So it's close. I was close. But we see that that's his only restraint, and what brought him back to reality. I mean, and that kind of knocks on the door of what this whole episode, like the first half of this episode theme was, what it was, in the sense of, this episode was just showing that he didn't really know what to think. The mercenary is lost. That's what he is. That's what this episode represented. It was him being just kind of distraught and really just kind of like being lost in the moment, or what just recently happened. And that is him and Zero getting into it. We see, like, whenever the other two soldiers are just talking, he's like, witches deserve to be burnt at the stake, right? And then he describes Zero. He doesn't even describe witches per se. He just describes Zero, about how they always talk, about how they're always eating all the time and whining, stuff like that. He's like, those kind of witches do deserve to be, burnt at the stake. We see, so I mean, that's just demonstrating him being kind of lost in the frustration per se. And I mean, I really want to know what's to come of Zero after 13 treated her with the whole arrow situation, because I mean, I guess that's part of the contract, but I think there's more to it. I think that whenever she's writing something in the back of the mercenary's fur, that's whenever she put that spell to where if he gets injured, it hits me instead. And we see that she could have dispelled that, but she didn't. So it shows that she cares about the mercenary. And we even see that she states to 13 that, I'm not staying here, I'm leaving. And what she's probably going to do is probably going to go find the mercenaries. She probably felt bad about what she said about, I won't come after you and stuff like that, and saying, I never want to see you again. I mean, she probably just felt bad about it, and it's like, no, I made a mistake. I need to go to him. And I mean, she even says that you took something that was something dear to me. It's probably the closest thing to her heart. Let's be honest, right? Even more than the Grimoire. I mean, we don't see her freaking out about the Grimoire, even though she knows she needs to get it back. We see her only freak out about the mercenary. She doesn't even freak out about Albus like that. I mean, Albus is in the cell, doesn't even say anything to him. So we know what's true and dear to Zero's heart. And we do also get to see that race truly does rule this world, in the sense that, I mean, that whole tavern girl scene and how she's just using, you know, the mercenary, and how her mom was devoured by a beast fallen. It just shows race, some sort of witches, humans, and beast fallen. All people, you know, all people a part of these groups have made mistakes, and one bad apple does not spoil the rest. We know that, right? And neither does one good one make the rest good. But at the same time, we see that race truly dominates this story. It dominates this world, man. It's something else. Like that whole tavern scene, to see that she's actually, you know, acting nice to him, but it's all a mere facade. And at the same time, we do see whenever she words something, but they don't put in the subtitles, so we know that maybe she has some regrets about it. But we do see her true intentions. It doesn't matter if you regret doing something; your true intentions in that moment were all that mattered. And we see, you know, the mercenary's just like, it is what it is. It is what it is, and just walks out. But still, he still, you know, accomplishes their goal, or that girl's goal that she set out for him to do, which was beat the shit out of those beasts fallen, so they'd never come back and bully them, you know, boss them around, threaten them in order to get free food, free alcohol. So we see that. I mean, it takes a lot of, you know, it takes a lot of. I'm gonna say it takes a lot of pride. I'm gonna say it took a lot of pride for the mercenary to, you know, just swallow and say, I'm gonna do it anyways, because I'm a bigger person. You know, I'm better than these kind of people. But even though he doesn't really understand that he's above these people, he's superior. And, you know, if anyone should be self-righteous, it's him, because his morals are way above everyone else. His morals in general make him superior to everybody in this story, I would say, even though he doesn't even realize what his true morals are, or, you know, how he is truly self-righteous, you know, even though he doesn't realize any of those things. So, other than that, guys, hope you guys did enjoy the review. Hope you guys did enjoy the episode. I thought this was a great episode to bounce back from the 2 episodes ago. And yeah, as always, guys, you've been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, X25. See you guys next time. Peace. Thanks for watching, guys.